Diary. A diary is a book in which people write their personal experiences.
I do not let anybody read my diary.
Bottom. The bottom is the lowest part, point, or level of something.
Sarah is so tall that her feet can touch the bottom of the swimming pool.
Interior. An interior is the inside of something.
They looked at the interior of the box.
Effect. An effect is a change made by something else.
The medicine had a good effect on the boy.
Ache. To ache is to hurt or cause pain.
Mindy's head ached because she bumped it against the wall.
Desperate. A desperate person will try anything to do or change something.
I'm desperate to find a new job.
Nowadays. Nowadays means at the present time.
Nowadays, not so many people smoke.
Kit. A kit is a set of all the things needed to do something.
Is there a first aid kit in your office?
Float. To float is to move on top of water without sinking.
The boy's toy boat floated in the pool.
Arctic. Arctic shows that something is of or from the cold, far north part of the earth.
It is cold when the Arctic winds blow.
Confess. To confess is to admit a bad or embarrassing truth.
The woman confessed that she had stolen the money.
Former. Former describes something that used to be, but is not anymore.
The hotel, a former castle, was built over 200 years ago.
Rumor. A rumor is a story that may not be true.
Carla was spreading rumors around the office.
Council. A council is a group of people who run a city or town.
The council met to discuss the new laws for the city.
Canal. A canal is a path for water to travel through.
The city of Venice, Italy has many canals.
Stack. A stack is a pile of different things.
There was a stack of paperwork on his desk to complete.
Ban. To ban something is to not let people do it.
Smoking is banned in this building.
Coral. Coral is the hard, colorful material formed by the shells of animals.
The diver admired the beautiful coral under the water.
Fade. To fade is to become quieter or less bright.
The piece of cloth I found was old and faded.
Chemist. A chemist is a scientist who works with chemicals.
My mother is a successful chemist who helps invent new products.
Fierce. A fierce person or animal is angry or violent.
Wolves are fierce animals. Do not disturb them.
Bucket. A bucket is a round container to put things in.
I filled the bucket with water.
Wizard. A wizard is a man who can do magic.
The wizard made gold fall from the sky.
Community. A community is a group of people who share the same area or interests.
The community got together to plant trees.
Chill. A chill is a feeling of cold.
The chill from the cold wind made Bill shiver.
Exaggerate. To exaggerate is to say that something is bigger or better than it really is.
Jimmy wasn't exaggerating about the seriousness of his injury.
Hole. A hole is a hollow space in something solid.
They made a big hole in the wall.
Necklace. A necklace is a piece of jewelry that people wear around their necks.
Joyce received a lovely pearl necklace for her wedding anniversary.
Chicken. Chicken is a bird that is often used for food.
Chicken is his favorite kind of meat.
Congress. Congress is a group of leaders in a government.
Congress makes laws for people to follow.
Modern. A modern thing belongs to the current time.
The kitchen had a modern look.
Blacksmith. A blacksmith is a person who makes things out of metal.
The blacksmith pounded the piece of metal until it was flat.
Bond. To bond with someone is to become friends with that person.
The women bonded after several hours of conversation.
Suspicious. A suspicious person does not trust others, or is not trusted by others.
Dad was suspicious of the caller on the line.
Dairy. Dairy shows that something is made from milk.
Things like milk and cheese are dairy foods.
Portion. A portion of something is a part of it.
I only ate a small portion of the pizza.
Pronounce. To pronounce is to say the sounds of letters or words.
Young children often have trouble pronouncing words right.
Vase. A vase is an attractive container in which people keep flowers.
The vase was filled with such lovely flowers.
Meanwhile. An action that happens meanwhile happens at the same time as another action.
He wants to be a doctor in the future, but meanwhile, he works a regular job.
Descend. To descend is to go downward.
I descended the stairs to get out of the building.
Drag. To drag something means to pull it across the ground.
The dog was dragging his owner down the street.
Seldom. Seldom shows that an action doesn't happen very often.
It seldom rains in southern Arizona.
Furniture. Furniture means the things used in a house, such as tables and chairs.
His living room only had a few simple pieces of furniture.
Ache. To ache is to hurt or cause pain.
Mindy's head ached because she bumped it against the wall.
Journalist. A journalist is a person who writes news stories.
The journalist took notes for a story he was writing.
Grocer. A grocer is a person who sells food.
Our grocer, Mr. Smith, is a very kind man.
Arrest. To arrest someone means to catch that person for doing something bad.
The man was arrested for breaking the law.
Beauty. Beauty is the state or quality of being beautiful.
I heard my mother was a great beauty when she was young.
Sweat. To sweat means to lose liquid from the body through the skin.
Whenever I go to the gym, I sweat quite a bit.
Vision. Vision is the ability to see.
The eye doctor tested my vision.
Hesitate. To hesitate is to wait for a short time before doing something.
He hesitated for a moment before he decided which one to choose.
Ambassador. An ambassador is a government worker who works in another country.
The ambassador from Korea was in charge of the conference.
Data. Data is a collection of information and facts.
He saved all the data on his computer.
Arctic. Arctic shows that something is of or from the cold, far north part of the Earth.
It is cold when the Arctic winds blow.
Routine. A routine is a way of doing things that is the same every time.
My father's daily routine includes shaving right before breakfast.
Insult. To insult someone is to say things that will hurt the person's feelings.
The girls insulted each other all afternoon.
Heritage. Heritage is the collection of features of a society, such as language and religion.
Teepees are part of the heritage of the Native Americans of the plains.
Canal. A canal is a path for water to travel through.
The city of Venice, Italy has many canals.
Chemist. A chemist is a scientist who works with chemicals.
My mother is a successful chemist who helps invent new products.
Institution. An institution is an organization that works to help a city or group of people.
Banks are vital institutions that businesses and people use every day.
10. Tin is an inexpensive metal.
Soup is a food that is often sold in tin cans.
Dismiss. To dismiss something is to say it is not important.
He quickly dismissed my idea about the new project.
Chill. A chill is a feeling of cold.
The chill from the cold wind made Bill shiver.
Conquer. To conquer a place means to attack and take control of it.
The soldiers were trying to conquer the world.
Pill. A pill is a small object that has medicine inside.
She took a pill for her headache.
Jog. To jog is to run slowly.
He jogs every day so he can be healthier.
Precious. A precious thing is valuable and important.
In a desert, water can be more precious than money.
Spectacle. A spectacle is an amazing sight.
Niagara Falls is quite a spectacle.
Congress. Congress is a group of leaders in a government.
Congress makes laws for people to follow.
Steel. Steel is a strong gray metal.
The new apartment building was made with steel.
Aptitude. Aptitude is a natural ability or skill.
He has a natural aptitude for water skiing.
Merchant. A merchant is a person who sells things.
The merchant was selling used cars.
Mow. To mow grass is to cut it to make it short.
I mow our lawn every weekend.
Satellite. A satellite is a machine sent into space to get information.
The satellite was traveling around the Earth.
Daytime. Daytime is the time of the day when the sky is light.
The kids are only allowed to play outside in the daytime.
Insist. To insist means to be firm in telling people what to do.
I insist that you try some of these cookies.
Poke. To poke something is to push something quickly with your finger or a pointed object.
I poked my finger on a thumbtack.
Purse. A purse is a bag in which women keep money, makeup, keys, etc.
My sister likes to buy designer purses.
Dairy. Dairy shows that something is made from milk.
Things like milk and cheese are dairy foods.
Agency. An agency is a business or service set up to act for others.
I went to a travel agency to help me arrange a flight home.
Secret. A secret is something that you do not tell other people.
The two boys were sharing a secret.
Descend. To descend is to go downward.
I descended the stairs to get out of the building.
Grocer. A grocer is a person who sells food.
Our grocer, Mr. Smith, is a very kind man.
Cottage. A cottage is a small old house in the countryside.
My aunt lives in a pretty cottage in the mountains.
Postpone. To postpone something is to make it happen later than planned.
They postponed the meeting until Elena arrived.
Prejudice. A prejudice is an unfair opinion about people based on the group they belong to.
The company's rules against gender prejudice must be enforced.
Sin. A sin is something that is wrong for religious reasons.
Taking something that doesn't belong to you is a sin.
Ahead. If something is ahead of something else, it is in front of it.
The blue car drove on ahead of us.
Fountain. A fountain is a source of water made by people.
There was a beautiful fountain in the middle of the park.
Splash. To splash is to crash into something so that liquid spreads out.
Some green paint splashed upon the floor.
Erupt. To erupt is to explode or blow apart, especially a volcano.
The volcano erupted for the first time in 10 years.
Hesitate. To hesitate is to wait for a short time before doing something.
He hesitated for a moment before he decided which one to choose.
Gamble. To gamble means to play a game that involves winning or losing money.
Many people like to go to casinos to gamble.
Theory. A theory is an idea about how something works.
We talked about Einstein's theory of relativity in class.
Outlaw. An outlaw is a criminal who hides from the police.
The police passed out posters of the outlaw to all the people.
Stubborn. Stubborn people don't change their minds easily.
Both of my parents are stubborn. They never give in to each other.
Noble. A noble is a rich and powerful person.
The Queen invited a noble from a nearby country to dinner.
Warrior. A warrior is a brave soldier or fighter.
The samurai were some of the most skilled warriors in the ancient world.
Exhausting. An exhausting activity is very tiring.
After an exhausting journey, we finally arrived.
Cautious. A cautious person is careful to avoid danger.
Be very cautious as you stack those boxes.
Suburb. A suburb is a small part of a large city.
I grew up in the suburbs, only a few minutes outside of the city.
Scent. A scent is a smell.
Julie enjoyed the scent of the flowers.
Institution. An institution is an organization that works to help a city or group of people.
Banks are vital institutions that businesses and people use every day.
Jog. To jog is to run slowly.
He jogs every day so he can be healthier.
Impression. An impression is the way of thinking about someone or something.
Most people's first impression of Dr. Gianni is that he is mean.
Harvest. A harvest is the act of collecting food from farming.
They had a lot of wheat from the last harvest.
Definite. A definite thing is certain or sure to be true.
There is a definite connection between hard work and success.
Tide. The tide is the level of the water in the sea.
The tide continued to crawl upon the beach little by little.
Rod. A rod is a thin stick made of wood or metal.
I bought a new fishing rod to use while on vacation.
Gravity. Gravity is the force that makes things fall to Earth.
There is no gravity in space.
Merchant. A merchant is a person who sells things.
The merchant was selling used cars.
Shave. To shave means to cut the hairs on one's face with a sharp tool.
My father shaves his face every day because he doesn't want a beard.
Prospect. A prospect is a possibility that something will happen.
He wakes up every morning with the prospect of having a good day.
Tragedy. A tragedy is a very sad event.
It was a tragedy when his house was struck by lightning and burned.
Poke. To poke something is to push something quickly with your finger or a pointed object.
I poked my finger on a thumbtack.
Glory. Glory is the importance, magnificence, or specialness of something.
They enjoyed the glory of the beautiful sunset.
Blonde. A blonde is a person with light-colored hair.
My cousin is a blonde with blue eyes.
Acknowledge. To acknowledge something is to accept that it is true, or that it exists.
The teacher acknowledged that the young student was hungry.
Cheerful. A cheerful person is happy and pleasant.
The children were cheerful because they didn't have to go to school.
Splash. To splash is to crash into something so that liquid spreads out.
Some green paint splashed upon the floor.
Postpone. To postpone something is to make it happen later than planned.
They postponed the meeting until Elena arrived.
Stubborn. Stubborn people don't change their minds easily.
Both of my parents are stubborn. They never give in to each other.
Suburb. A suburb is a small part of a large city.
I grew up in the suburbs, only a few minutes outside of the city.
Tide. The tide is the level of the water in the sea.
The tide continued to crawl upon the beach little by little.
Tragedy. A tragedy is a very sad event.
It was a tragedy when his house was struck by lightning and burned.